So a new game of Squid begins. Starting off with a couple limps. All right, here we go. 5-weight jump ball. Ace 9 7. Yi open-ended. Ten Schwen with a pair. Gonna bet pot. It's gonna get some action. Yi with position. Brick. Does he want to keep the heat on? Hand certainly does not have any showdown. But you are up against a player that's probably a little spiced up. Probably doesn't want to make too many big folds. But we'll see what he chooses. And he is going to bet, and it's going to get it through. Very nice. Big bet at that. 65,000. Get it done. He's certainly not afraid to work the chips into the middle with not much. And of course he wins 2 squids, as that's the first hand of the game. And here you see your winnings so far. Wiktor up 735,000. Action folding around. Elton. Real hand. Straddle's live in this hand as well. He's going to defend that straddle. He's live for the 3rd squid. Easy board for Elton. It's going to be kind of tough for Yi to continue. He does have a little bit of hope with that 6 of hearts. Is it enough? It is. He's a fighter. 4 of diamonds. It's going to make it likely that Elton bets again. Wants to clean up equity. Big wager. Done. Very nice, Elton. Don't forget to show. Don't forget to show. Has the dealer open. Very nice. Get the squid. Get the button. Elton looks locked in. High with the trap. Limps the ladies. Doesn't work this time. Limp around. Does he pay the price for this? Not yet. Check through. So far, so good. Wiktor with a 9. He's gonna bet for value. See how Queens proceeds. Little click. Small raise. 21,000. Call. I certainly has to be concerned a little bit that Wiktor has a jack. This was a limp pot. After all, you could have almost any jack. And Wiktor is going to choose to donk out after just calling the turn. Bet's tiny. 6,000 into 50 gets a chuckle out of high and a call. Take it down. They both get a little laugh out of the size of that bet. You know, every now and then they throw out a little bet out there. You're like, what is that? What is that? And you could tell your friends about it, and they're like, oh, yeah, this guy does these weird bets. You get to sort of just enjoy the moment. Enjoy that moment, Hai. You did not get punished. You know, sometimes you lift these big hands and all of a sudden you get cracked. Not Hai. Everything goes well. Ace King. And this time it's Elton, the one trapping the real hand, and Yi with the mystery in the small blind. He limps. Okay. Another 5-way limp pot. And Aaron, top and bottom. 6, 4, 3, 2 diamonds. High with top pair, backdoor flush draw. He's in. Elton 2 overs plus the diamond. And so far, everyone is in over to Yi. He looks like he has some evil thoughts. Evil thoughts indeed. Up we go. 40. And this shrinks up Aaron's hand. Certainly has to be concerned with 5-7 offsuit. Given this is a 5-way limp pot, it's very easily your opponent can just have 6-4, 5-7, 5 deuce suited, 6-3. All of a sudden, it's just sort of bluff catching. I mean, you do beat a little bit of 4-3, but that's it. Now, of course, you have to take into account the bluffs. He can have basically any 5. He can have diamonds. He can have 8-7. And because of that, Aaron's in there for another 34,000. We're going to go heads up. These two share a couple pleasantries. But off to a turn, 108,009 of diamonds. That fills some of Yi's bluffs if he had diamonds that check raised the flop. Hand like queen 5 of diamonds, maybe queen deuce of diamonds. Those hands now filled. And because of that, he is going to bet. And this is getting dicey for Aaron, as he does still beat the 5x hands, but now he loses to some more value hands. He does have the immediate equity of the 3 of diamonds if somehow his opponent has something like 6-4. Could suck out. Has to consider that a little bit. He is drawing thin against made flushes, however. But thinks there's enough in there in Yi's range to call. One more street. 236 now in the middle. Ace of hearts. Sort of makes the 6-3 a little bit weaker, as you now lose to potentially some ace-6, ace of diamonds that was sort of merging. I don't really see it though, but now you do worry about that. Yi certainly looks like he wants to bet again, and that makes things really uncomfortable. Would Yi bet 3 times with the 5? You sort of prefer to have a hand like 7-8. That way Aaron can have a 5. The question is, how much 7-8 is he actually check raising into the field? These are all the questions Aaron is going to be thinking about. And this is a large bet. There's 236 in the middle. I saw 3 pinks. 364. Big bully bet. And that has Aaron talking. Saw him glance over at Yi, say a couple words. Puts the time banks over the line.
已经在3个了，这么多。
Cuts out. 364. Pump fake. Looks over at Yi. Yi gives nothing away. Talking to himself. Trying to work this out. It's not an easy spot.
方块 S 加一个5转透支是吧？
Grabs the chips again. Another glance. Another pump fake. Aaron has his working the production room here. We don't know what he's gonna do.
没道理，什么都打不出来，顺子3条都打不出来，3条你能打 打出来，顺子也打不出来，要么是花。哦，带个5的其他方块，50方块。
Talking it through.
啊，50应该是5的方块。
And he folds. And a good fold at that as he check raised the flop. King 7 of diamonds. Banged it off on the turn. Got another street, but then Aaron makes the good fold. Nonetheless, a pretty nice pot for Yi.
什么5、6啊，带个方块不是很正常。
他第一圈对4个人打的
，A 圈不可能，A 圈 A 是不可能偷气的，
自己打自己的，
方块 A 是不可能偷气的，
自己打自己的，这什么
Yi playing very well.
王爷有可能
Also
错的因素考虑进去啊，他有可能打错的呀。
方块 A 可能 check raise， 但不可能自己打一个30几万偷气的，有病吧？
他没病，你在说什么？他本来就有，他本来就。
I like that they say check raise. In Chinese, it still means check raise.
后来我分析了一下，还有可能5叉黑桃和7叉黑桃，我就扔掉了。
7叉黑桃
，7叉方块
啊，7叉黑桃，
稍微分析了一下。
There's not like another word. It's just check raise. I like that. 7-6 suited. He likes that. Raise it up on the button. Pretty hand.
真的差一点点，跟我筹码都拿出来了，我已经绕到那个 A 带 A 的方块。
Take it.
心里面就在想，千万别跑，千万别跑，千万别跑。
啊，
顶着4。
They give him a 4th squid.
这个 raise 转卖，
有可能偷气，但不可能有方块。
小的概念。再给他操控。顶着这么多，顶着这么多家。
这两个啊，顺子下牌，真的是
没有方块了，
没有方块的顺子，25小顺子。 那你今天日子好好的，也没必要来招惹我。日子目前还过。
我也神经病了，你说了吧？
没有。
日子你还过得是？
不是神经病，谁说的？
有一个网友说的，
网友
说看
你刚刚说拿一把牌，你给我
他说
出来。
他说你很阴，他们说阴逼说这么大阴。
我拿一把牌。
6s for Ten Schwen.
对，我知道嘛。
Trying to get something going.
我真的，我是最阳光就是我了。
我也不会下去评论他。
对我感觉，你说我鱼我可以接受，你说我阴我接受不了。
网友，
你说我鱼我承认，你说我，
他说你
说我啥时候埋伏过？你看我都是阳光。
Signals 50K.
嗯，你在这里啊？
Elton was not at the table.
有鱼没等，鱼不在。
有鱼无所谓了，他收进去了，我没反应过来。
And he
我是没反应过来。
wants to play Enforcer with the ace-8 offsuit. Calls the 50K. Feels as if potentially Ten Schwen is speeding a little bit. ST has to consider it's a pretty big raise from early position, but a little too much hand.
3加5万进去了。
Puts in the 50K, and here we go.
那边有直播，待会儿看怎么办？
他也没放进去，怎么知道呢？
Jack eye flop. Exactly what ST wants to see. Not necessarily the board Ten Schwen wants to see. Both these players, after calling such a big bet, probably interact with this board. There's a lot of hands that can continue. King 10, Queen 10, 10-8, Jack X, 9X. Not much going for Yi either. He checks. And another Jack. The rich get richer. Have to assume a bet goes in here, and it's another one of these paired board spots that are pretty annoying for Ten Schwen, as his opponent could easily have 10-8, Queen 10, King 10. Maybe ace deuce. It's just a lot of stuff. I mean, we don't block any of these hands. Sort of makes things a little uncomfortable. I don't blame this call. Ten Schwen is just putting a lot of nasty, sort of just break even, slightly profitable, maybe slightly losing spots, but it's really dependent on your opponent, and these guys have a lot of history. But unfortunately, they just have had it. 8 makes things a little easier for him, as he now loses to Queen 10, 10-8. Probably going to be able to get away, I would assume, as T bets something targeting a 9, targeting something like what 10 has. 250. And again, all these thoughts go through your mind of, I got shown the ace 10, and then every single time they've had it. But are they trying to run it on me? This one is a little closer, I think, when the 8 rolls off. Ten Schwen, highly experienced though in these spots. We know he's played marathon sessions at these stakes. Can't think he's overly rattled
那第一天我这个状态
being down.
状态稍微好一点，适应一
I'm
点
sure he's been up and down
早说嘛，
more money
打个2万算了啦你。
more often
对嘛，
than many of us.
10几万也开，
多少万也开。
10几万也开了。
He hits the call button. He's gonna get shown the bad news. 851,000 headed over to ST. And that's the thing. Once the ace 10 hand, you get shown a huge bluff, you kind of feel like maybe they think that they could just run me over. Also, he's just been put into some very close situations.
不是勾9，
This is a very well-deserved massage, I'll tell you that.
勾9尾。
I do not blame this massage whatsoever. She should go max pressure towards the deltoids, the rhomboids,
打死我了。
the rotator cuff.
妈的，一步都赢不到。
The neck. Yes, the neck. There you go. Wiktor, 6-5 suited. And Yeez wants to gamble a little bit. He's live for that squid. Real hand for Aaron. Stop sign. 2 queens. Certainly going up. Let's play for some more. Player's really deep.
16。
Kick it up. $160. Tens are gonna go nowhere. You're pretty deep. You're in position. Your opponent certainly doesn't need to have you beat. You could have something like pocket eights, pocket nines. King nine suited. Ace nine suited. Of course, you're concerned with the overs if they were to fall, as well as your opponent having overpairs, but a little too much hand. And here we go. 326. Off to see a flop. Not necessarily the flop ST wants to see. But, all things considered, a board that's better for ST. I assume he bets for range purposes, representing, hey, look, this board is a little better for me. I have all the aces. I have ace king. What are you gonna do? He's not gonna like if he faces resistance, that's for sure. He wouldn't mind just taking it right now. Aaron, looking like he might need a massage himself. Very close spot. Beats some suited connectors. Beats some 8x hands like 8-7 suited. Beats some queen jack. Beats pocket nines. Enough things that Aaron believes it's a call. Three of spades. Pot getting a little juicy now. 446. Both players a little concerned now with each other. ST concerned he got out flopped. Aaron concerned that his opponent had him beat the whole way. It looks like he bets a micro size. Minimum bet. 2K. Almost feels like Aaron is trying to get him to jump out the window, but he actually just wants him to just call so that he could check. Check, check. And ST's going to be happy to take it down. He's going to be happy he didn't really get put to the test with a bet situation. Would have had to probably release. Take it down, ST. And round we go. I haven't really seen that min bet get used before like that, but it worked. Definitely got the job done. Wanted to get to showdown, and he bought it for 2K. I'll get a little chuckle out of it. I might have to steal that one. That's a nice little move. Wiktor, king 6 offsuit. No squid. Yi with one in there as well. ST. Ace 6 suited and the button. Big raise. It does look like a steal, but he actually just has a good hand. It might just get the job done. Take it down. Shows it. He had it. Something good. Something okay. See 4 squids in front of Yi. None in front of Limitless or Aaron, respectively. A little straddle on from Yi. He's really trying to get that 5th.
我已经连输4天了，是吗？你会吗？连输4天了。自从真的
Action starts on Aaron. Pretty hand. 10-9 suited.
连输4天。
Some concern being early position, but nonetheless, we're playing. Limps in.
他个1000的
你了。
Hai Young is in. Ten Schwen. Real bubbles, but he doesn't have a squid. He has the button. He's in.
没力了，没那么强。
Reluctantly in, but he's in. And Limitless looks interested, but he just calls. And look at all this dead money for Yi. They start laughing because they know, they feel that he's up to no good.
不是我看到你那个样子，我就想到那个死。
It's like he can't help himself. That's how they feel. It's gonna get some action, I assume, from Aaron. I mean, this raise is pretty expensive. But 10-9 suited is such a pretty hand. Yeah, I mean, we didn't come all this way to fold. Aaron calls the extra 50K.
加10牌。Use the 10 bank.
Wiktor, of course, gets out of the way. We're going heads up. Initiative, Yi. Position, Aaron. 5-5-4. I mean, this generally is not going to touch Aaron too much. He does have the backdoor flush draw 2 overs, but Aaron is going to have to fight pretty hard if he wants to take this one away. And a check from Yi. The door is open. Wonder if Aaron decides to walk through that door. Would generate some folds from hands similar to his. But no. Check, check. 8 of clubs. And that makes things interesting as he has the gutter plus the ace of club key card. And Aaron with the backdoor flush draw. still the action goes check, check. And this is going to make Yi feel a lot more comfortable.
有什么东西好生气，我一起赌赌。
Ace high almost certainly good given the action. Yi probably wants to bet for value, thinking he could get called by king high here.
妈的100。
He does reach for chips. As played, Aaron has to think that a significant portion of Yi's range will be ace high. Some worse holdings might have bet on an earlier street. You could also just be losing to some bluffs like jack high. It's gonna mull it over, however. Maybe there's like a pocket threes situation he beats. Nonetheless, take it down, Yi. Hand played reasonably by both players, of course.
3 times, 2 times, 50.
Yeah, they're gonna do some quick accounting, see how much Yi's owed. See the really nice table here at KPC Live. Players doing some quick accounting. See who owes who what.
我查一下这个 ID。
他 A6，我没亮。啊？发了
小。
Personally, I think they do this
没打。
exceptionally fast. It would take me a lot longer. I think they do like some. It's like you gotta send in your SAT math score to audition at KPC Live. If it's below a certain number, you're not in. You don't qualify. It's like getting into Princeton or Stanford. You're just not, you know. There's a minimum barrier. Need not apply.
我这个送掉的钱也都这么送掉的。我是最没其他想法的，就是打牌，没什么其他想法的，真的没什么其他想法。
All right.
对，都是经常说，我这个输了，我反正乱打输了，我自己也都认了，这没办法。
Nice little dealer change. Give our dealers a little bit of a break.
大家理解。
You and I, however, are not on a break. We're still here. We're watching this game here, and the winnings so far. ST Wang up near $1 million. Hai Young 678. Wiktor 617. Yi 305. 280 for Aaron. Elton 98. And Ten Schwen down 2.7. Let's see if he can find a way to climb out of that hole.
确实。
As MJ returns into the box. Ace 10 suited for Hai Young. It's been a flawless night
然后这个河牌又发到
for Mr. Young.
有，那还是有一点关系，有一点。
Ace 10 offsuit for Elton.
发个10以上的牌，
海洋，上次我们聊天是要抢他头意思啊。
他不一定敢打嘛。说实话。
Aaron with Queen Deuce suited. Good enough. Just gonna click it in.
对，对，你跟谁单挑都赢了。
Both players with top pair. I think Hai Young wants to bet. It's a large chunk of hands he could get value from. Worst 10s, a 9, a 5, bunch of overcards with gut shots. Elton, of course, is gonna oblige. Same hand.
After this one, and including this
And both players gonna like that card. A little bit better card for Elton, however, given his range is gonna have more 10x's after calling. Young in general will be concerned with this card, and because of that, he does check. Very well played so far, leaving the door open in case Elton had something not as strong as this, of course. Looks like Elton fires in 100k, stick of butter. And Young's gonna say, okay, I'm in for 100. 7. Assume Young plays in flow. Just gonna
打
check.
1000了呀，你现在突然打3000了。昨天打1000的是说要来呀，打3000的人家怎么来？
And now, let's see how much does Elton believe his opponent would call with a hand like pocket queens.
最多打到3000了，不要再加了，谢谢你们。
I believe those are sort of the hands Elton would be trying to get called by. He chooses 300 into 335. Almost the size of the pot. Trying to represent something that missed. And now the question is, does Young put him in? He does. Young says all of it. And that's kind of gross because you were targeting queens and now he moves in. That's definitely not queens. Does he move in with King 10?
怎么这么能中牌的？
Maybe.
我什么牌都没有，真上头，我靠！
Probably.
我就赢什么钱啊？一直在消耗。
Certainly concerned with houses.
打得好啊，这牌。
10-9, 5's full, 9's full. You don't think that he's always gonna move in with a hand like 10-8 suited. Given you bet so big on the river, you bet full pot. But I mean, if he ever moved in with King 10, Queen 10, and you fold? No, you wouldn't be able to live with yourself. You would not. So I think because of that. Also, your opponent could be bluffing. It feels gross because it's basically a min raise. Yeah. You call, accept your fate. He shows you the same hand. You're mildly relieved. And Young is disappointed. Oh, I love this game. We're gonna chop up 1.8 million, boys.
他同花的，
你们两个都在比谁胆子大是吧？
他同花的，
You know when you chop a pot and you're both
你领先。
not happy about it?
胆气特别大。
是你这个
Basically
胆子有一点大的，你这个胆子有点大。
Elton bet the river excitedly,
少
excitedly,
酒啊，
thinking, I'm gonna get called because everything missed. And then all of a sudden, he gets shoved on. He's no longer happy about the situation.
就找10K 一手牌感觉。
Then Young was excited basically the whole time until he gets called, thinks the pot is going his way, certainly, and then gets shown that it's a chop. And you saw he just shook his head and said, I deserve that
不
one.
要啦。
I played it so
对呀，
good.
他难受归难受，他不要了呀，他难。
You're right. You did play it well. But sometimes poker doesn't care. It just makes you suffer.
我说那个人有
Ten
点
Schwen. Jack 9 suited.
给我对兵的气泡水，直接就说好了。什么意思啊
Raises it up to 42. And Elton's in the mood to spice it up with him. 9-7 suited. In position. And take a peek that ST did limp this Queen Jack suited. It's a candidate if he wants to take it up. Let's see what he chooses. He did enter with the Queen 10 of hearts from the small. I kind of feel like the plan was to kick it up. ST agrees. Oh, pump fake. I know he grabbed the pink and then changed his mind. You see the little smile there. Flops the flush draw. But remember, Ten Schwen was the original raiser here. Checks to him. She's working that right shoulder pretty well. Moving over to the left. Not really much going for him. He does have some backdoor straight draw 2 overs. He's going to press forward. Bet. A little bit uncomfortable for Elton as he has 2 players behind and facing the original raiser in front of him betting. It's not like you have a great hand, however, can't really call this hand and then fold top pair. Your opponent could be betting a worse hand like 6s, pocket 4s, 6-7. And now the door is open for ST if he wants to kick it up a notch, repping a 5x combo that he limp called. Could also just call as well, of course. I'll defer to ST. He's played very well tonight. Clicks call. Makes his own change. Saves us some time. Love to see it. Ten. And I think this is an opportunity for Ten to consider betting again. Picks up the gutter now clean. Also reps over pairs. He probably presumes that at least a certain chunk of the time his opponent's check raise of 5 ranges might look weak to him. Certainly doesn't shy away from moments like these. Pot 4-12 would be a nice one to pick up. Of course, no one with a squid in this hand either. I like this from 10. Very good. Very well executed. Really nasty spot for Elton. Probably knows that at least sometimes 10 is a little out of line, but has to concern himself with ST. Also, your opponent's not going to be speeding all the time. And 10 gets it through. Almost relieved, finally. Maybe the tide begins to slowly turn. 3 squids as well.
啥牌呢？
Double the penalty.
对的嘛，
Okay, 10, let's go.
那黄
Let's get something going.
管什么牌？
我有5啊。啊？我有5，立刻小了一点。
我就知道你有5，有5扣不动。
后手多一点了，刚刚后手再多一点。
可是多一点你也不敢推了嘛。
Sometimes it feels like the mountain to climb out of being absolutely buried. But the way this game plays, it really only takes 1 or 2 all-ins and then you're out of the hole. Just like that. Could be 1 or 2 hands
看他们又有
in of the course of the evening.
对，没有计时嘛。
对，没有鱼没人用。
Wiktor,
那就后排了。
King 4 offsuit.
占个空子跑去上厕所，那我
Trying to bulldoze his way into
快点。
a squid, but we're waiting for Yi real quick to sit down, take a little peek of his hand. Ace deuce off on the button. You want to do something? Nah, just gonna take a little break. It's hard to come running back in and then look at ace deuce and want to do something.
卡顺对吧？
打了个25，输对了。
But Ten Schwen is gonna limp call the queen 7 offsuit. Both players with not much, but a bunch of heart. 8-3 deuce. Have to assume Wiktor's gonna bet that 4 of clubs. Try to clean up some equity, get better king highs to fold. Of course, get potentially a queen 7 like this to fold from 10. Take it down. Squid acquired for seat 1. Straddle.
我赢一把了，我1把没赢呢。
I feel like Elton has the power to say things without speaking.
排了一个 A。
Just his eyes,
7估计
just his eyes speak.
1对6。
你要干嘛呀？你看，
我有5，现在双了。
哦，说了没听。
kick 小
好硬爹，
有5瑞斯，我操！
不是不瑞斯，去董去了。
Okay, let's kick it up, Elton. King Queen suited, just a call from Wiktor, and Jack 10 suited now from Yi. He likes to activate with these kind of hands. $64,000. And this hand for Elton's a little uncomfortable, but he's comfortable enough. That's for us mortals.
加水。
And I'm very surprised to see Wiktor get out of the way with King Queen suited, actually. Nonetheless, here we go. Heads up. 6-4-2. Not necessarily a great board for Yi. However, his hand is so bad he might consider betting. He is. MJ says it's 80,000 and take it down. Jack 10 suited Yi.
他们说你那个叫什么？
老硬爹，我等下去看一下ID。
elbow work going. Mid-back elbow work. Okay. Straddles live.
就我们两个传说赢钱就我们两个输嘛。
哦，
那
看着我是这个意思是吗？
啊，
我跟你比较可能是吧？
那我们两个好兄弟。
Aaron. No squid. Still a little bit too weak. Hi, Young. Good enough for sure. And Ten Schwen, number 1. The birds. Certainly going up here. Players are very deep. Grabs a pink chip. $106 and oh no, Elton. In a wide range confrontation, Young opens the button and gets 3-bet from Ten Schwen from the big blind, and Elton in the straddle with the J's. Cold 4-bet. And Elton makes it 217 with 5-10 back. And he's in a world of hurt, doesn't know it. Has to feel like jacks are just way, way ahead of Ten Schwen's range, given Ten Schwen's probably just a little wider than usual, trying to get unstuck, but sometimes that image allows him to just get paid off too. And he clicks it back. You see the hand gesture, all of it. And we're going to run it. Run it. They say one time, 1.47 million. And this is a significant pot for Ten Schwen, as he's pretty stuck in this game. He needs to hold. Oh no, right on the window, a jack. How does that happen? When it rains, it pours. An ace only. And no, it's the 7 of hearts and 1.4 million headed over to Elton. Somehow the night gets worse for Ten Schwen. Gets it in way, way ahead in the dream spot and cannot hold. MJ puts the jack of clubs right on the window. And it's Elton scooping a big one in the $1 million cash game. And that elbow in the back, it's going to need to be max force. Unbelievable. How does that card just... How does that happen? It's not right. It really is. It really is just rains and pours. It's whatever could go wrong does type of night. But the night's still going. These players are going nowhere. They're not going anywhere. Kind of feel like It would be a heroic storyline. I'm here for it.
打光翻倍了，翻倍了，什么牌？
多多发个勾嘛。
他什么牌？
那是王爷礼是
Action
吧？
limping around to 10.
看一下 A。
Kicks it up. Faces resistance from Yi. He's in there. Call. Aaron, I assume, going nowhere with this pretty of a hand. ST's in. Lot of resistance off that open from Ten Schwen. 4 ways. And he flops it. The second nut. Aaron with the flush draw. 10 says check. Yi trap. Trap is set. Does Aaron want to walk through it? No. Wise check around. And bink. Aaron finds the 3 of hearts. Everyone drawing dead. That's a nice feeling. Have to assume that Yi certainly wants to get some value / protection for this hand. Probably something like half pot. Looks like a little smaller. $63. Gonna find something to drink for that flush. Just a call from Aaron. Both players with a real hand. Board pairs not the favorite for either player. However, Aaron I don't think concerned too much with the board pair. Frankly, neither player is really that concerned, as I would assume both these players would have 3-bet kings, jacks, 10s. You trying to target something like king, queen off, ace, jack off.
Eh, 加水怎么这么久啊？
Bet from Yi. $188. The question is, do we raise? No, just call. You win. Aaron, nice hand.
懒得动脑子了。
Scoop that one. Had everybody drawing dead on the turn. Got 2 streets of value. Very nice.
我还能干嘛？我这牌还能干嘛？
680,000 for Aaron.
你就 call 了一下。
You see the pots escalate quite quickly.
万一出点意外，
2 bets is almost 700k.
我这个
抽
形象打出
这么快，我
太不
感觉我
会跟了。
气输了。这个还好，不老的打这个才差不多了。
肯定哥，这牌怎么可能对？
他怎么盘
一个千顺，一个花，
？A 圈啊，
9圈。
A 圈不是
小
那个
花先收条鱼稳住，不要出意外。朋友，这个不大了啊 ，SPL 我大你，但是我们一般都是敲到底牌，好吧？
Han Young Queen 9 suited now.
看几次就敲到底。
Limps in.
这有没什么 bluffing。
ST, kick it up. Sharing suits with Hai Young. Ace Jack off though for Elton. He's gonna 3-bet squeeze. Big boy squeeze 125. ST going nowhere. It's pretty nice. In position. Could break some big hands. However, this flop is all Elton. Has a stranglehold on this 254k in the middle. That's about the third. Don't think there's much play here. No. Wise decision. ST. Wise decision. There's nothing you could have done that would have released those
1对9你不去啊？
hands.
No, not finished yet.
刚有什么吗？
勾嘛，
对，还有2，不可能牌了，那输也是2。
被你抽掉了。
1对9，1对9抽掉。
好像有个红的，有个黑的。
If you notice, I don't see any time banks in front of Ten Schwen either.
1对9啊。
Just something of note. Probably has to act a little faster than his counterparts.
抽1对9。
Although he generally acts pretty quickly nonetheless. Action limping around to Yi. He likes this play.
那你给我一个。
Suited connectors after the limp around. He's gonna punish. Looks like it's gonna work. Take it down.
你这明着陷害了，就是这个。
那我这里 ATK 死了好多个啊，
他把牌赢回来不就只输100以内了？
100
那没有，那不止。
那
Straddle
个
live.
大几啊
200不到的
70
锅吗？150。
还输200了。我知道。
里外里加200吗？输100。
70万才。
锅140嘛，里外里不是加140嘛？
啊。那差不多。
这2个 AA，N 个 KK，差不多。
差不多。
最后个鱼啊，
富裕了，富裕了。
富裕，真的。
这是真富裕。这个是。
反正加油啊，搞死他们！特别那个老硬币，不要给他翻倍啊！
局头让一让，
Pocket fours
人情世故懂不啦？
那你所以说嘛，
From
这
the
个什
first
么牌的意
blind
思嘛，你自己去想
真的
嘛。
是
我肯定懂人情世故的嘛。
人情世故 fold。
那这个直播啊，兄弟，这个牌丢了，那
有鱼了，不用冒险了呀。
Can't fold. He has a real
不
hand.
懂事，
你不会要搞我吧，兄弟？
我就看不惯他。我来。
真的是。
你这现在帮我加油吗？
肯定啊，肯定不能跟老硬币翻倍。
他妈都这个外号，真他妈上头。
And
什么
look
外
at
号我都能接
this.
受，我操！
Aces in a blind straddle situation.
后面是80、100。
Don't think either of these players are going anywhere.
这150好吧？
He's gonna probably call, which is gonna bring in Aaron.
还是看不惯。
我怎么办呢？被夹在中间，很难过。还有最后一轮是吧？那我把岩石牌稍微用掉一点。
还有一轮还是
还有一轮
结束了？还有一轮是吧？
别等一下不够用了，没必要。
Maybe he's
留着
thinking
翻着
about sending it.
你真的是，我以后劝不了你一点，我发现了，我不说你是不是破了吧？你就说。
哎 ，no，just down time，no。
It was before 0。
Before
Those
zero
time banks are valuable.
He is VIP also。
他问你要1000，不是
这个不行，这个不行，你岩石牌可以给你少一个，1000块省不了一点。
That's funny. Luckily for Hai Young, both players do not touch. He's gonna bet something small. Good board for him, of course. There's nothing scary or connected out there. Down goes Yi. Does Aaron want to take a peek at the turn? No.
真的，我是掩护你的。
Take it down. Hai Young is gonna show the aces.
没事了，兄弟，没事了，没事。
你们都说让我都考，我都上手啊！
It feels unfair. Like you deserve more money. I agree.
你怎么打？
You deserve more money. What's up with that?
但你不在我可能会抛一下，你在我这肯定不会抛。但你不在这个牌，差不多。
打的有问题。
MJ doing some quick accounting,
这里面都相
trying
信
to
我
get
真的
the
胖啊！
我周围的
payments and more for that squid.
10个不能跟啊。
他们可能我这个牌他们可能够干死我。
2根正，
就想了就可以，大不了聊天，你不能让一下，你不能让一下，那个说让不了，
让一下
这个说还要防守一下，
就有节目效果了呀
我拿了个
对不对
2个人聊2招。
哎，干嘛要让我嘛？
I swear they do these super fast. I mean, I feel like every time it gets faster. I'm gonna start clocking it. Action continues here at KPC Live. 1,000, 2,000. $3K squid. Ten Schwen. Let's kick it up a little bit. 20,000. Real hand for Yi.
饿死你。我是饿死他。
Doesn't get any action, but still get the squid, and that's the first hand of a squid, so you get 2. Can't complain.
没看开来3B 了是吗？3B 了。
这牌不3B 不合适吧？这个call一下，那真的是老影迷了，我操！你 call 一下，我走远了，我肯定打了。
You with another pretty one. 20,000. Take it down again. That's 3. Quick. If you win a back-to-back, if you win the first one and then win the second one, that's already 3 right away. That's nice.
我打少一点，你会
Double the bounty.
花那个，但大我也不要。
我跟了已经很勉强了，我10勾已经跟了10几万了，你还要怎么样？
我是上的，花的，很好的，花那个。
He also got them pretty swiftly. No flops.
上午牌好像我没什么投机的，没什么投机的牌。
没有。
我有什么投机的牌？这牌我没有什么投机的牌。
没有什么 A 勾 J S 这些。
Couple limps to Hai Yang. King 9 suited on the button. Elton wants to take a peek at the flop with this 10-7 of hearts. Heads up, boys. And that's a flop. Gutter for Hai Yang. Bottom 2 for Elton. This is a board that Hai Yang could certainly bet. Has that gut shot. Doesn't want to check and then get bombed on the turn, have to fold, but he might get bombed on here anyway. Big check raise. Buck 40. Take it down. That would have been a boat. 10 plus plus. We'll call that a 10 plus
在
plus.
靠那个的位置，后面还有一圈人，我开2万多，你那个牌都防守，你在这儿防守一下也可以嘛，70在那儿都防守，连的不得了。
趁 flop 自己不打，
红花。
你不是也很奇怪？倒数第2下你花也不打，
我小花，最小的花，
小花才要打嘛。小花不是更有气派吗？
全是你们的范围，他妈一个开，一个这里跟，一个那个跟，
你也有很多2队的范围，你也有很多2队的范围。
靠不是很正常。
就是说，
我们的范围，就一个人。
大家人的范围，
大家的范围，对，
除了 A 圈少一点，其他都差不多。
King 3 of spades for Yi. Starts us off with a limp. Real hand for Elton. Can he win 2 in a row? And Yi, after limping pre-flop, these are the kind of hands I've seen him really go for it with, and he does. Throws in a pink. Elton raised it to 32K, and Yi bumps it up 102. And right away, you see how quickly these very good hands start shrinking in the face of a limp 3-bet while out of position. Elton calls. 212. And a good flop for both players. Open-ended Elton, second nut flush draw, Yi plus position.
每一场能不能加5个颜色？
This is a board that
我现在又不用延迟，
when, he,
狂用延迟。
when Elton raises from the blinds big and then calls the limp 3-bet, does connect with this type of a board texture. And Yi wisely checks back, maybe thinking that there wasn't a lot of fold equity immediately on the flop. This turn makes it quite dicey, frankly, for both players. Once again, the game of chicken is on. Who has a 9? Elton says, I got some of that. It's a little under half pot. Elton necessarily doesn't only have 9x's, can certainly bet a hand like Jack 10, 10s, 8s. You're going nowhere, that's for sure. The question is, does he think that he has more 9x's than Elton? Which might incentivize him to jump out the window. And the answer is yes. Raise, and this is above the rim. This makes King Queen suited want to absolutely throw up. You bet your hand, you get raised. Now you're literally sitting here with King High drawing out of position to 1 card. And it feels disgusting because you don't want to fold, but you don't want to call. And you certainly don't love the idea of shoving all in. Certainly cannot envy being in Elton's shoes in this hand. Nonetheless, we're off to a river, 772,000, and we see the 3 of clubs, which gives Yi the check mark, but he can't know that. Elton checks.
第一把牌阴不阳差，你试试打个牌。
This pot going to Yi outside of some spectacular action.
我还能加的牌你还能扣，这个牌它，是吧？我也不敢动了。这个牌，那我合牌很难扣了。他这个行为，还加那么少，2万多，2万多的，他妈加10万。
If he bets, he's targeting a hand. He's targeting some Jack X of spades. He's targeting a hand like 10-9. No, excuse me, not 10-9. Queen 10. And he takes it down. Nice hand. Yi, unbelievable turn raise. What an absolute monster. The identification of that is incredible. 1.375 headed to Yi, the limp 3-bet. The turn raise. These players are mixing it up at KPC Live. I mean, Who finds that turn raise? I mean, that's straight action right there. Like, I mean, I don't know many players that find that turn raise. Most players are there like, okay, I'm going to take my equity. I don't want to get blown off my equity. He might have a 9. He's just like, raise.
你看过脖子？
Okay. It's Mr. Yi for me from now on. Limp around.
有牌啦！这个过程还有鸡啊！
怎么盘啊？
你看着我干嘛了？
Multiple players with a little piece here.
就到你的时候才看你呢，不然我看你干嘛？
Hayoung with a more significant portion of that piece, bottom 2. Ten Schwen open-ended.
3条啊！
He's gonna kick it up.
怎么干？真的。
Elton open-ended as well, but facing bet raise in front. Just gets out of the way.
两对方3
A
条
C 直接盖掉了。
I'm certainly concerned with some hands. Jack 10, 8, 9, 5, 6, 9, 7. He's losing basically to all value. But does deem that 10 has enough bluffs, deuce of diamonds, complete banana.
3条有可能赢3条嘛？你两对不是只赢7了？
王爷到底是不是鱼啊？
王爷，你股份要不要？
10 wants to keep telling the story. It will be quite costly
不知道，要也可以要一点，2%、3%这样。
as he's repping pretty
敢不敢
strong.
5%，兄弟？这点感情都没有，就一定是卡到
再
3%。
拉点人组个公司，
Grabs a pink.
我连录像都占20%，胆子还是有一点。
哦，对，
105.
是真职业的，我靠，我实在站不下去。第一个问的我。
Still think Hayoung has a little too much hand. There's enough bluffs in here. Queen Jack. Queen 6.
真的，
Clubs.
不打没打你。
7, 6.
上次
10,
他一个人
7.
去，对吧？你知道那个吗？没有吧？那个说啥呢？那个他问
King
了我，
10, Ace
给了
10.
我空间。
Respectively. Clicks call. Good call here from Hayoung.
还是没
338,000. 9 of diamonds. And sneakily, this is actually a good river for Hayoung. I know it seems like a negative, but it does reduce the amount of good hands Ten Schwen can have. Makes it less likely he has 8-9, less likely he has 9-7. More likely he's leaning towards a bluff. And wise check from Ten Schwen. Take it down. Hayoung, 338,000. Very nice hand. And the long night continues for Ten Schwen. And everything going right for Hayoung.
他最近脑子有点不太好。
谁给？
I do like that give up from Ten Schwen, however. I think a lot of players who would be stuck there would just keep barreling, bulldoze their way, but I think that was very good identification from Ten Schwen not to fire a river that makes it less likely for him to have value. And it's really hard to control that when you're stuck. But kudos for having the discipline.
Check.
Limp pot. Ten Schwen with bottom pair open-ended. Aaron with the mystery. But it's ST jumping in the front. Standard call from Ten Schwen. Heads up to the turn, and bink, ST finds the 8 of diamonds. Was drawing rather slim. But slim no more. Another wager. And that ends this hand.
哇，打的真好，5-9也玩啊。
5-9不顺噻。
啊，把我
啊，
孙子
这个5-9也
打跑了
能玩。啊，这
最近
颠覆
脑子坏了。
颠覆我对德州扑克的认识。
我靠，他4条有的你5-9也不玩，都是付钱。
5-9也能玩，我天哪！
It's been a chunk of really good above the rim play
把我9打
in this $1 million cash game here at KPC Live.
真的不错。
Really impressed with the bluffs.
他们做了那个外网上那个。
It's mostly been bluffs. Like, yeah, there's been some coolers, but like all of the highlights have been just very good, well-timed bluffs.
那个老鹰币一个意思，教练吧。
妈，我也怀疑是，我看一下是不是同一个账号。我现在想想。
英语看到我牌吗？
没有了，我真的。
Ace 8 of diamonds, you know what's coming. $42K. A lot of pressure. Gets through the majority of the field. Is probably going to get it done. Wiktor on the button. Says, nah, I want to give him some action. I got position.
你看那个，你那个
Okay, let's go. Heads up. 92,000 in the middle. MJ, please. 3 cards. Queen high flop. Good situation for Wiktor, who gave a little bit of action pre.
Super Pro。
And he finds the check. And a slick check back from Wiktor, trying to give his opponent rope. Let's see if Yi falls for it. No. Another check. And at this point, I would assume that Wiktor fires in a bet, trying to protect his hand from another heart just rolling off for free. Bet. Take it down. Nice hand for both players. Nice to see Yi find some discipline. Does not fire off the C bet or the turn bet. Nonetheless, nice pot for Wiktor. Gets himself a squid. Ace 10 off. ST limps this time. Action limping through. Aaron decides it's his turn to kick it up. He's gonna find himself dominated first by Hai Young and then by ST. Hai Young gets out the way. Don't think it's gonna get out of the way of ST, however. We know that these limps from early with these sort of middle strength with key cards tend to be used by these players to act up. We've seen it before. King Jack of the Worlds, Ace Tens of the Worlds. Here we go. Kick it up. Take it down. ST. 170. They all have evil intentions when they limp. This isn't your 2-5 game down the street. The limp is just like, it's either a limp call or they limp 3-bet you and they have aces. This is a very tricky set of limps I've seen here tonight.
没抢，
有3逼了是吧？
Straddle live.
有3逼你还。
Elton limps. A couple limps behind him. He's in there with the 8 deuce off because he's on for the 5th squid. And Ten Schwen. Let's see if he wants to kick it up here with 9-7 suited. He does. Big raise at that. It's probably just gonna get through. Nobody with much of anything. Aaron with a little bit. 8-4 suited on the button. Thinking about it. Want to give him action? Oh, the answer is yes. Let's gamble, boys. Heads up, 129 in the middle. Good board for Ten Schwen. Have to assume he's going to bet. Of course, not great for his hand, but can't think Aaron has too much of this. After limp calling, also taking a second bet. Take it down, Ten Schwen. Let's see if Ten can finally get some things going. And you do see he does have one time bank. But here are your winnings so far. Hai Young up a mill ball early. ST 700,000, Wiktor 669. But so far, it's been a long night for Ten Schwen, down roughly 3.4 million. But the game is not over. We will be continuing this. The players are going to do a quick redraw, and we will be back shortly.